Hi guys, welcome to the Nail Team YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and like and leave any comments below if you want to. Thanks very much, bye! Hey everyone, just another autumn design here for you. I'm using Rustling leaves from the Autumn Glitter collection. So I'm just using a Crystal Nails powder here just to create my background. It's like a gold shimmer. And I'm popping that at the cuticle area. And while that is still nice and wet, I'm just going to tap on my Rustling Leaves Autumn Glitter. Just tapping it round until I'm happy. You can also pick it up with your clear acrylic if you need to, if you're not quite got that wet surface. And you can see I'm taking it from the lid of my glitter pot so that I don't pick up too much. And like I say, just tap it on in place until you're happy. Once you're happy with that, then you can cap that whole entire nail with your crystal clear. I'm using NSI's crystal clear. Making sure that all that glitter is fully capped so that I know I'm not going to file glitter. I'm definitely just filing clear acrylic. And if this was obviously a client's nail, then you would make sure that there's an apex in there as well. Once you've capped that nail and it's set, you can use your 150 grit nail file to smooth that whole nail and file your shape in. And then use a white block just to smooth it that little bit more, downgrading your file. Get rid of your dust. And then I'm using the NSI's Glaze and Go, the new LED one that cures in an LED lamp for just 60 seconds. When it comes out, it's tack free, so there's no need to wipe it. So I'm going to do a little bit of 3D art, just a nice autumn rose. So I've double dipped my mini 3D brush into cream powder, acrylic powder, and brown acrylic powder. I've created a croissant shaped bead by placing my bead down, cutting into it and spreading out so that you get a croissant shape, like a crescent shape. And then coming from the outside of the flower, so the point's going into the centre of the flower, and I'm pressing that petal out. You don't need to press the whole petal, so you don't want it to be a perfect circle. Rose petals are obviously not perfect circle petals. So when you're pressing it, you want to be pressing certain areas of that petal and not all of it, so that you get an uneven shaped petal. You can see the angle of my brush. The outside my brush is fairly flat. Then as I come into the centre of the flower, I'm bringing my brush angle up, so a slightly higher angle when I'm pressing this petal out, so that you can see it's not just going to blend in to the first layer. So can you see that angle's lifted slightly now for that second layer of petals? The further into the flower you get, the higher the brush angle. On the outside I would do 3 petals, the inside I'm going to do 2, and then we will finish off with 1 at a 90-degree angle. So again, that brush angle's higher, it's not as flat. So centre of my rose, I'm going to come in at a 90-degree angle, straight into the centre. Create a little donut by creating that circle, and then collapse one of your sides back in so that you get like a love heart shape in the middle. Roses are definitely one of my favourite 3D arts to create. So I'm going to do just a little rose just on the side of this nail now, so not a full one. And you can see those beautiful leaves from the Rustling Leaves glitter in the background. Like maple leaf shapes, are really pretty. So again, just placing my bead on, opening it up to that croissant shape, that crescent shape, and then pressing it out using the point of the brush going into the centre of the flower. So that's my outside layer. Now going on to my inside layer, remember to change that angle. So the angle of your brush, the further inside the flower you go, the higher the angle of the brush. And that's so it just doesn't blend into that first layer that you've already created. Always waiting for that bead to just go slightly matte before you start to work with it. Don't try and work with it while it's too wet. And then into my centre bead, 90-degree angle for this one. So I'm just going to create some little leaves now as well. So when I place this bead down, I get the point of the leaf in straight away while it's still nice and wet and movable, and then get my vein in the centre of the leaf straight away. As it then starts to harden and turn matte, then I can get the side veins in. So point in first as soon as it's placed on that nail while it's still nice and movable. Then use that brush as a knife to create the centre vein and the side veins. Keep looking at your design, decide where you feel that something extra may be needed. You could add some crystals or maybe some hand painted work. Don't just do a 3D flower, try and finish it off with some leaves or some detailing. And I'm using my Crystal Nails mini 3D brush to create these designs. Once you're happy guys, that's that nail done.